flank, caught out, just not expecting the aggression coming out of Chicken Coop, and that was kind of what we harped on, was the fact that NRG failed to adjust to punish the aggression. I don't think the aggression will be quite as prolific here on Dust2 as it was on Nuke, because there's so many ways to take lobby control, whereas it's only one way to take lower tons control, for example. So
there's
going to be a little bit more
tons control.
You could. It's not something you see often, though. But we do have the second best of one starting on the night, ladies and gentlemen. Chicken Coop are on the defense. I don't know which side of the map teams tend to lean towards when they win the knife round. If I had to guess, it's the CT side. So I would expect Chicken Coop to have won the knife round. A double kit, double smoke for Little Beer and Binox, and straight tunnels control for NRG, albeit a bit of a delay in hopes someone overexerts towards lower tunnels.
Lower tons is the move over towards mid or maybe catwalk from NRG. They do have OC still moving up to group up with the team on catwalk. Taggy going for little jiggle peeks here. Spots out a couple. Goes for a kneecap shot. Not exactly the most damaging thing in the world, but they'll do what he can. Frizzy aggressing. Gets the spot, but Little Beer has the opener on to Bro. Contact from George. Frizzy to fall next. Little Beer a second. Caught by Nitro. B site open. Retake on already by Chicken Coop. Those are smoked off in through CT. Everyone going through the same choke point. OC needs that kill, and he comes up empty-handed. Bagel will put him down. It's up to Hex to Nitro now. P2K and Glock. Big box and car. Chicken Coop going to go on in. 2 through door, 1 through window seems to be called. Do have a kid on Bagel. Line up for Hex. There's one. Know where both players are now. Need to take the fights. Need to take them quickly. Time is running out. Nitro dancing around the box. Peeks out one. Hex goes down. So does Nitro. It's Taggy to come up huge in this one. And Chicken Coop will get another pistol round victory. That is now 3 for 3 for them. The bomb plant does come through from NRG, so we probably will see a buy from them in this round. But again, Chicken Coop reading it well, taking advantage of winning these aim duels. A good start for them as the force buy is now confirmed with OC buying the Scout, Bro and Hex on the Mac 10s. But Nate, Chicken Coop again, off to a good start. They win the anti-force buy. They're up 3-0.
They were offered the advantage going into that retake. OC kind of just stalled out in middle and then got stuck in the middle of nowhere trying to go up towards B, but much after the utility was set to expire. 3v2 is much more winnable than a 3 versus 3 on that retake. Chicken Coop, you mentioned it, upper tons aggression, and there it is. Nitro, though, reads it perfectly, as does George. George finds Frizzy over towards CT, and Nitro forces them into the tunnels proper. Now Chicken Coop are in a very awkward spot with no control of the site, and a man disadvantage going into the retake. Little Beer is stuck from 3 different angles. Hex is the one to put him to bed, and that should signal the end of the round. You said if Chicken Coop could secure a second, they should get the third off the back of it. They're not going to get that second. Instead, NRG make a calculated play towards middle and sever the aggression that Chicken Coop found so much success with in the first map.
Going aggressive against this kind of a buy is not exactly the best idea, though, because you can get cut down by people playing tighter angles, and I think that's kind of what happens to Chicken Coop. In this one, they go aggressive against a gun round where they have a bit of an advantage. And they could have played a little bit more passive, playing the long-range duels, and maybe had more success there on the B side, but they do at least save the 2 M4s and the Scout. So they could buy around these guns saved, go for another buy here in round 3. Would not be surprised to see them do that, and that's exactly what they're going to go for. Binox drops an MP9. Frizzy will get that with armor and a bit of util. Kit still in the hands of Bagel. Little Beer MP9 dropped over as well. A decent amount of utility, all things considered, and there's still a chance for Chicken Coop here. Do they go back to that aggression, though, is a good question. And it looks like their aggression's going to go long this time. Bagel not going to go too far forward. Smoke to try and keep him out. Oh, that utility. Bagel peeks. Does a lot of damage. Can't quite get the kill. Can Bagel escape? No. Bagel put down. Rotation's already here. Chicken Coop going for the gamble stack as players line up to go through long. Ready to charge in. Boost up, gets another player up towards the cat side of things. Well-timed Molotov. Frizzy goes in through everything, sprays the smoke, and drops George. Hex is still low, so is Nitro. And through the chaos, it might be a man advantage NRG, but Chicken Coop are not out of this round.
No, they aren't. The issue is they don't know how low these two players are. We're feigning a bit of a flank. It's not going to overexert. Just going to make them second guess and stall out for time. OC's scout is a one-shot on Frizzy, so he needs to be careful. It's just going to be a bit of a... It's not the actual op swap, but it's very much in the same vein. Scout misses for Binox. Now Frizzy, the low HP player, has to do a lot. OC's low, Hex is low, Nitro's low. This MP9 can do so much damage if it can slip the gap. That's the big if.
That smoke might actually be just what Frizzy needs to play around, but Bro has Little Beer on a platter. Everyone's low. MP9 2. Can it get 3? No, not yet. Reload out. Time running out. Bombs down on the ground, and OC crouches under the aim of Frizzy to secure the round for NRG, but a shaky one at that. 29 health points on the last two remaining players. Little Beer so close and yet so far from coming up with a massive round.
Very close, but again, not knowing about that HP, aiming for the head, and OC crouches right underneath the crosshair. 2-1. Full rifles and Chicken Coop, a full save. One piece of utility on Little Beer. I think it was just thrown right off the rip. Oh, it's for the cross to B. It's going to be a catwalk stack, if I'm not reading the map correctly. 4 players here, 1 sitting in B. NRG, the classic, taking long control early.
Dink on Bro, but not quite the kill. Would have been nice to have, but again, it's just USPs out here for the CT side. Can't really expect too much.
NRG read this perfectly. Read the flank, brace up long, a little bit utility here and there, but still getting control. Chicken Coop, though, hedging their bet, sending players to hunt down the lurking Bro. That's a good kill to find, and now an AK that can be saved for Taggy. Binox isn't done either. The USPs are now beginning to do the damage. Second kill found. Traded tit for tat by our player to watch OC. Unfortunately for Chicken Coop, that rifle is not recoverable. OC has to be wary to not overstay his welcome. He's taking this duel. Dings, he might just fall now. Gets those 2 kills. Does he survive? Yes, he should. No. I thought he had the radius more than enough. That's a 3rd kill secured by Chicken Coop in that round where they invested nothing.
All right. Here comes the first real round. Rifles out for everybody. Ops out for both OC and Binox. Kit for Bagel. Hex streams out long. 3 players training behind him. Make it a 4th as he escapes into pit. Peeks over. Bagel doesn't spot the head, but gets out of there alive. That's good, all things concerned. Binox takes some damage. Stuck at car. Now the op of OC on the angle, but Binox playing around the smoke. What a read and what a play by Binox. Can't quite get out of there alive, though. Traded out 1 for 1 by Hex, who picks up the op of OC. And we'll see what Hex can do on the big green gun, but a well-done effort by Binox to get out of there with at least a kill. And look at Chicken Coop. They've cleared out all of upper tunnels. Cleared out all of lower tunnels. They have catwalk presence. They know where NRG can be. And that's what the aggression from Chicken Coop leads to sometimes. George is ready for the push, though. But do they overextend and peek towards top? George might just give him the fight. There's 3 here around the corner, and he peeks with util. And advantage back to Chicken Coop as Frizzy now adds another one. Bro goes down. Fight's coming over, but Bagel's at Gandalf, and they don't know he's here.
Oh, they don't. They should get the bomb plant if they play it right, but they shouldn't get much beyond that. There's the Molotov clearing out Gandalf, doing their due diligence. That nade, though, tags Nitro down to 60, and he can't plant Not with the flames nipping at his heels. Next, finds Littlebeer. And Frizzy goes down as well. Hext and Nitro find the final pair of kills. Looks like we have had a disconnect. I was confused by the HUD. Do have a timeout being used. Who are we missing? I believe it's no, Binox is here. Taggy. Wait, no, Taggy's here.
It's
Bagel.
Frizzy. Oh yeah, Bagel. We went through everybody and
We went
got it
through
all wrong.
4/5. We got on the 4th.
Yeah, it's a technical pause. It's not an actual tactical timeout here. As, of course, you're not going to use a tac pause on this kind of a situation.
Did that disconnect have impact on the round is now what I'm wondering. I don't think it did.
Damage was already done, so it's not going to get medicked.
It's not going to get medic, but I'm wondering if they had the 2-man advantage and they lost it because of it.
I think they did.
Hopefully this issue is resolved quickly. At least with more speed than the earlier bro issue.
Yeah, we've had plenty of technical pauses in this series so far.
We can highlight something from that last round. It's the fact that there was an Oppers duel and it was won by Binox.
Yeah. Binox played around that smoke so well in that overall situation.
Yeah, if that nade landed, though, and popped the smoke proper like it was supposed to, then it would have been a very different story.
Yeah.
Rather difficult spot to be with the op unless you hit your first shot and you have the proper support. Still, NRG looking far better individually and as a team. They're holding for the flanks. They can do so more successfully on this map. It's not as wide open with as many avenues. They're still getting caught with not necessarily knives out, but we saw George go for a peek and get caught with a Molotov, or at least pulling a Molotov out. There's a reconnected. Chicken Coop are going for the half buy. NRG, as we mentioned, full rifles and that op. The upgraded pistols, though, can't count them out. Not since Nuke.
NRG's strong start can continue here. Good Molotovs on the Little Beer. He's going to roast. Go forward for a fight. Has no other option but to go down. Swinging. Doesn't get anything done. And Nitro's in a good spot to lock out the cross as well. Tyler will maybe go against him. He'll spray for one. Frizzy picks up that gun. It's just a scout, though, and he'll burn. Bro, low. But he gets the nade kill. Bagel from behind. Nitro still alive for now. Runs out of ammo. Put down by Taggy. AK picked up, reload out. Can Taggy get one more? Yes, he can. Actually, he gets both. Taggy gets two out of that. You can't allow him to get two. If he gets three, he does not. But two out of that is unacceptable if you're NRG. You have a double peek on an unarmored player. You need both.
Bit of an oversight. Chicken Coop, though, feeling the pressure. In spite of those glimmers of individual prowess, they're still very far behind their adversary, so they want to take some time to talk this out. Op going to be dropped over to a teammate. It looks like Taggy purchasing one up. NRG have their op on OC as well, and as you mentioned, we needed more people on NRG to wake up. Hext is at 10 kills and 1 death currently.
Called on Hex to make a stand. He has done just that. George actually hasn't had to do anything. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard right now. Doesn't really matter, though. George doesn't really care about where he is on the scoreboard. He just likes to win. He'll do whatever it takes for his team to win.
Double up setup, and it's already dismantled. Binox caught in middle. The Opera's duel swings back the way of the T side. control established at this point for NRG outside the doors. Frizzy trying his hand at the top. Good tag onto Hext. Not the kill.
Frizzy's trying to get something back, but it's going to come down to lots of timing, and if he can hit the shot. Spots out one, gets through the wall. Goose in the meantime drops Taggy with his op. Starting to pick things up with the big green gun. Bagel retreats down catwalk, giving it up towards NRG to get the bomb down. Frizzy loses that duel to Bro in CT spawn. Pretty rough engagement to have an op in if he has the rifle there. Maybe a little bit better, but Little Beard comes through. Takes out Bro, but I don't think Chicken Coop are going to go for this 2 versus 3 retake on the A site. They're going to cut their losses and save again, but right now, Chicken Coop CT side being dismantled one by NRG, large part due to Hex, but now with OC having the op, things can definitely turn back to the favor of NRG in this 2 best-of-1 series to try and split the difference here at 1-1.
Can. 6 guaranteed now for NRG as these 2 players save. OC winning 2 Oppers duels in that round onto both Taggy and Binox. Chicken Coop definitely feeling the pressure. Again, I imagine they picked this side to start. Bagel's yet to really wake up. Frizzy and Little Beer aren't doing terrible, but there's been no showstopper on the side of Chicken Coop like there has for NRG. Up again for OC going for the pick middle. Nothing spotted. It's a solid investment for Chicken Coop, even if they don't have the op in play. Their loss point is really helping them out.
Lack of utility could be a problem for Chicken Coop in this round, but they have to get some kills too. They've struggled in that department in certain rounds. Mid to can looks to be the call for NRG as up they go. Leaving George to work out A long. Binox is over there. Taggy holding from ramp to cat. No more utility left for this A-hold. It's going to come down to firepower. George is going to eat that nade. Down to 63. And Binox is thinking about pushing this. No, thinks better of it, and George backs out. Time's dwindling. NRG will have to make a play sooner rather than later, and a mid-run, mid-B split off the audible here. Not a bad idea in theory, but Binox has cleared through long doors. And now Chicken Coop know exactly what's going on. Nitro, however, doing one in CT spawn. Big pick by Bro, but Little Beer did at least get one. Not quite 2. Dinks down Bro and OC. But the damage is done. Taggy 1 doesn't know there's 2 players on 1 HP, even though if he did, would he still go for this retake on the B side? Probably not. And George, or rather Bro, is hot on his heels, caught out by Taggy. And now if you're Taggy, you might be thinking about going for this. If you could catch somebody else off early, there's a world in which he wins this. And George is content to give him the fight.
Does he have enough time, though, at this stage? I don't
Not
think
anymore.
so. He might get this kill on George, but he should not find anything else. It's all on timing. Taggy actually isn't going to peek at all. They might just both save like this.
They don't know either one's here. They're not expecting the other.
OC's dead. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Wow.
Taggy gets them both. He might even get the op if he plays his cards, right? Depends on how it got thrown by the bomb. He does grab it before time expires, so that's a pretty big boon for him to find a little bit of extra damage. That's not too important because NRG have so much cash in the bank, but an op pickup for Binox could most certainly tip the scales slightly in their favor.
Yeah.
Slightly further into their favor.
Double op here is going to be interesting. Have seen a good game from Taggy on Dust 2. He was the quiet one on Nuke, overall. Good to see Taggy starting to have a little bit more impact. That last round was done well. Op shot from OC opens it up on the little beer, trying to play from a big box. Taggy coming in. Shut down from the spam. George out middle, legged by Binox, but not finished off. Kill comes through, though, from behind. That's Frizzy, but OC, another one on the op. He's been heating up, too. Great and necessary for NRG's chances. Frizzy caught. Bagel last. Bagel spotted. Not removed yet. Should be hunted into oblivion at some point. Not a lot of ammunition left in that AK either. 13 rounds. But NRG up 8-1 now on T side, Dust2. And no save for Bagel.
No safe harbor. 8-1 from NRG. Up still in hand for OC. Chicken Coop gonna go for the investment at this point. They know that they're so far behind that they have to try and find something that works. And never mind, they go scale back to half buy instead. MP9s, Eagles 5-7. NRG, the tried and true classic AKs, utility, and the op. This time the op's on Nitro, though. It probably was a spawn-based thing towards long, if I had to guess. No one spotted. All the steps heard. Hex, it's going to be tested. Only one. NRG will race now in towards A. They should have a free bomb plant. Question is, can Chicken Coop get their hands on any more guns to bring into the next round?
Well, they're grouping up to go for this right now. Contact made by George. Attempting to back away. Taggy has one on the Deagle. Ops out for Nitro as he'll push up. George drops 2. And now Taggy will just try and save the AK at this point. Nothing else he can do here. NRG going to go up 9-1 now, as their performance on Nuke has flipped around and they are dominating here on Dust2. Now, if you look at who NRG have beaten on this map, they've beaten Furia and Marsborn, Nouns twice.
Terrorists win.
Got a loss to Blue Jays and Party Astronauts, but the win over Furia does stand out to me.
Yeah, it should. It's a big name to take. I wonder if we're going to see any new skins in the server. I haven't seen any yet. Thinking maybe an op print stream from a rented case, perhaps, but no such
Op
luck.
Print stream. I love the print stream line. I don't have any print stream skins, but I like them.
Hoping to see one, but everybody wants stickers on them. Again, OC has this op, and again he finds Little Beer on B, who goes for the same peak again and again. Trying to beat them on the plat, and that's just a losing battle. OC opens up the site for free, and Chicken Coop might already call it safe. Unless this player up close, Frizzy, can find something through the smoke in the next 5 seconds. It should be curtains on the round.
Taggy gets another exit, but there's no way to retake B like this. Smokes down that door, just trying to lock these players in, force them to die. But for Chicken Coop, the definitely grows 9. OC not gonna get backstabbed, flips around on the Taggy. A late retake coming in by Chicken Coop, just throwing bodies at the problem, and the bodies did not solve it at all. NRG only lose 1 player, and now back there go again, 10-1, the last round of the first half, last buy up for Chicken Coop. And NRG coasting in this T half of Dust2.
Coasting, but they haven't let it slip. They're still playing very studious. They're playing reactionary.
Cruise control is a better way to put it.
Yes, cruise control, but like 10 miles over the speed limit.
That's not normal.
Not where I'm at. They don't like that.
If you're driving speed limit, people are honking at you to get out of the way.
Coop looking for a second. NRG looking for an 11th. The final round of this first half. NRG needs to be worried about this flank, but they're also already backing out, and Nitro's playing for this exact kind of flank. There's the spot. Frizzy needs to be careful not to overstay his welcome. He has the information. He should be happy with it. Now things get awkward. Drops the smoke. Bagel, 1 row, a trade, but Frizzy also answers in kind. 4 versus 2. George taps away 1. George almost taps the second. He does. And Hex now should find the third. It's just Taggy. What looked like a chicken coop round is ripped away from them. Yop in a 1v2. Misses the first opportunity. Now swapped to a FAMAS out of sheer panic. Doesn't even find the first. Utter dominance from NRG as they start this first half off 11-1.
A wonderful turnaround from NRG, who won 11 rounds straight. Lost the pistol. Everything else in that first half went their way. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the microphone with you this evening. And Chicken Coop have more than a mountain ahead of them. They have a mountain, and then a valley, and then another mountain. NRG only need 2. So close to putting this one over the line and splitting the difference with Chicken Coop tonight. These two best of ones. Nitro out bottom middle, maybe the first one contacted. There is some cat aggression from Bagel. No upgraded pistols from Chicken Coop. Dual Berettas for Bro. Kit for Nitro. And a beat crunch is on the cards here for NRG to receive. Little beer going in. Flash out. OC drops down. One and just one. Nitro got the other. Bagel with two, but finally dropped by Bro. Bro with three from Carr, and his best performance of the night so far gets NRG to match point.
Match point, and this half might be over before it even begins. Coop obviously going to invest what they can. We see 3 scouts and 2 deagles. NRG. Moss scout him for MP9s. Scout duels towards middle. Gonna come through. OC though. Fails to find his mark, as does his adversary. Finally, something lands. It's Bro to start things off in the kill department. One found. Taggy tagged down. Taggy finished off by OC. The M4 continues to fight middle. Bro finds yet another, now racing forward with the dualies. It's time for him to grind up some confidence. Throwing the M4 fake flash style. He's tagged. He won't fall though. He'll find the final pair. 4 kills for him in the round. 8 kills for him to cap off that second half. Or was it 7? I'm not sure which. Either way, a tremendous performance from him. Despite his relatively recent slide, and NRG right the ship with a commanding 13-1 victory on Dust2.